Well, after a couple of days off, we are back and ready to dive into some more NBA action. 5 games on the slate here on this Thursday, November the 17th. We will be involved in 3 of them. Would like to go through them now quickly, starting in Houston, where the Rockets host the Portland Trail Blazers. Houston a 4-point favorite at BetSafe, 220 the total in this game. Now the Blazers are coming off their worst performance of the season. They were blown out at home by the Chicago Bulls, 113-88. That was a couple of nights ago. You know, that was a type of performance, I think, that makes it more likely that they're going to come out with a good performance here in this game tonight. The Blazers have been pretty good this season. They're 7-5 now, fully healthy. No reason why they should lay an egg like that and score only 88 points at home. And now they're facing a Rockets team that really struggles defensively. Specifically, Houston struggles with perimeter defense. We saw it last night in the Rockets' gutting 105-103 loss to Oklahoma City. Not only did Russell Westbrook score 30 in that game, but Victor Oladipo, the Thunder starting 2-guard, he poured in 29 as well. And the Blazers, of course, may be the NBA's best backcourt outside of Golden State with Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum. The Rockets are really going to have their hands full with those guys. I know Houston's at home here, but after losing a tough one last night, second night of a back-to-back, facing a very motivated Portland team that they're not going to be able to stop. Now, Houston really hasn't been able to stop anybody so far this season. They have surrendered 98 points or more in 9 of their 11 games. Think they're going to have trouble with Portland tonight. I like the Blazers as a 4-point dog. Moving on now to Minnesota, where the Blazers host the Philadelphia 76ers. Minnesota, an 11-point favorite at BetSafe, 213.5 the total here. Philadelphia with only their second win of the season last night. They beat the Washington Wizards. But now, going on the road to face Minnesota, second night of a back-to-back. The T-Wolves, they've only won 3 games, but they're considerably more talented than Philadelphia. And, you know, when the Wolves do win, they win big. All 3 of their wins have come by 13 points or more. You contrast that to the Sixers, who get blown out regularly. 5 of Philly's 9 losses have come by 16 points or more. All signs point to a blowout here. Again, this game in Minnesota, second straight night. Philly will be in action. I don't see them keeping it competitive here. I do like the T-Wolves to win this one going away. Final game I'm involved in on this Thursday night. What about the Chicago Bulls going on the road to face the Utah Jazz? Utah, a 4-point favorite at BetSafe, 193.5 the total here. The Jazz are really banged up. They're going to be without Derek Favors tonight for sure. And they could be without one or both of their starting guards, as both George Hill and Rodney Hood missed the team's last game, a loss to Memphis. Now the Bulls are a little bit banged up as well. Rajon Rondo with an ankle he's dealing with. He had to sit out the team's last game, but Jerry and Grant filled in for him very ably. And you know, even though Grant probably not the player Rondo is, especially on the defensive end and certainly passing the basketball, but he provides more in terms of shooting and offense. So while I think, you know, the loss of Rondo isn't a good thing for the Bulls, they can sustain that maybe better than Utah can sustain being without both their starting guards and Derek Favors. Now, for the record, I think either George Hill or Rodney Hood, and maybe both those guys are going to play tonight, but Gordon Hayward, the Jazz's best offensive player, dealing with a finger injury, he managed only 13 points in Utah's loss to Memphis a couple of nights ago. This game just feels like a toss-up to me. You know, the Bulls have been playing very well lately. They've won 3 straight games, blew out Portland in their last game. The Jazz, as we said, just lost to the Grizzlies. I know this game's in Utah, but the Jazz banged up facing a good Chicago team. The Bulls 7-4 on the year. Like I said, this game feels like a little bit of a toss-up, which is why I think the Bulls are a value as a 4-point dog. I'm on Chicago there. There you have it. Those are my 3 selections for tonight. I am on Portland, +4 on the road in Houston. I like Minnesota, -11 at home against the Philadelphia 76ers. And I like the Chicago Bulls, +4 on the road in Utah. I wish you best of luck no matter what you decide to do tonight, just so long as your interests don't conflict with my interests. Enjoy the games, folks.